Hey everybody, welcome back to the self-talk challenge. And as I mentioned, we get more and more conceptual as we go into this challenge. So at the start, we were talking about very specific words and the impact they may have on our overall well-being, our overall sense of health. And then we got more and more into conceptual things. And today we're going to get even more conceptual with how we describe deep-seated things we tend to believe about ourselves. And that's the word I want to talk about, the word belief. A belief is a very fixed, almost unchangeable term we might have. And when you think when people say they have a religious belief, it's very, very fixed and very, very part of our identity. We're not talking about religious beliefs, but rather beliefs we have about ourselves. And if we have the belief that say, we're not worthy, we're not good enough, we're unlovable, we're boring, we're pathetic, whatever negative words you have, like right at the deep of your core of yourself, if you say you have a belief about that, and even maybe to take it back a little bit, the belief that if I don't get everything done, no one's going to like me, that I don't have any value if I'm not productive. And if we call these things a belief, they're really, really hard to shift. And there's a subtle shift we can make, whereas if we call them a burden, they're no longer as difficult to shift. Now, they still will take time for us to let go of, but a belief is something that's core, it's integral to us, whereas a burden is something we're carrying. And this all comes from Dr. Richard Schwartz, founder of Internal Family Systems. And his basic premise is that we have parts of us, not our whole identity, but parts of us that are maybe trapped in the past and have misinterpreted or interpreted some event. And then we hold on to this burden. That burden that, you know, if I'm not productive, I don't have much value. That I'm inherently bad. Again, we're going deep with this stuff today, so it may or may not resonate with you, and that's fine. So when we have a burden, or a part of us has a burden, it becomes easier to let go of. If you're engaged in any sort of introspection, if you're engaged in any sort of introspection for a long time, you'll find these things will start bubbling to the surface, that you'll have, oh, that's why I have this certain behavior, that's why, you know, I do this thing again and again, even though I know it's wrong for me or it's not helping me. And then we can find, well, what's the burden behind that? And because we call it a burden and not a belief about ourselves, it's a lot easier to let go of. So when you notice that you have any of these self-beliefs that aren't serving you, and it's up to you whether they're serving you or not, it's up to you whether they're productive or not. When we have them, if we change the word to a burden, it becomes a little bit easier to let go. Now, it might take more time to let go of. Again, they're deep-seated burdens, the burdens we've been carrying for years. But when we have a burden, it's a lot easier to let go of a burden than a belief. Now, I know you're all here for Panda Pup as well, so let's get him in for a little bit. There he is. He would definitely carry some deep-seated beliefs that he deserves treats and walks all the time. So that's his beliefs. I don't think he's carrying any burdens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, drop them in comments. If you don't want to drop them in comments, I've been getting some DMs and private messages. If you want to talk offline, just give me a shout. Thanks, everyone.